Alrighty, boys, welcome back to another episode of Peanut Casts. Today we have the Swamp Donkeys versus Benny and the Jets. Let's go ahead and jump right into things. Play button, there we go. So on the side of Benny and the Jets, we do have Heckram in the top lane with the Ignite Teleport. Lee Sin in the jungle, Cassid in mid, Vayne, Pyke down in the bot lane. And on the side of Benny and the Jets, Nasus in that top lane, Warwick jungle, Twisted Fate mid, Tom Kench, and Miss Fortune in the bot lane. So first things first here, we see the Swamp Donkeys have a pretty late scaling team. And honestly, I don't know if that's the play. I don't know if you want to take this game late into that Nasus. If Mad Fantasy on the Nasus with the Conqueror actually can take this game late and he can stack well, it's going to be quite difficult for the Swamp Donkeys to get anything done. They do have a little bit of peel in Pyke's stun, Pyke's hook, the Lee Sin kick, and Heckram's jump, and his ult as well. But it's going to be pretty hard to keep that Vayne safe through the Warwick ult, through the Sivir, through the Misfortune ult, Tom Kench ult, ulted in backline. Going to be a pretty solid game here. These buffs are about to jump up. Both junglers starting bot side. Both mid laners kind of defending. Twisted Fate just chilling in mid, trying to get that early CS lead. Nasus protecting that red buff in the tri-brush. And Heckram just not taking any chances. I think this top lane matchup is going to be difficult for Nasus. Hopefully he can farm under turret. Heckram should do a pretty good job of being able to just shove him in. And hopefully making some plays around the map. A little bit of poke coming out in the mid lane. Speaking of plays around the map, Twisted Fate, once he hits 6, he and Cassidon are going to be pretty devastating. So we see a little bit of damage coming out. Trading in the top lane, the Conqueror procs, and Nasus gets on out of there. And just like we said, Heckram's just going to go ahead and push this top lane in. Bot lane looking pretty even. We can go ahead and take a look here. Bot lane actually, Vayne already down 3 CS, so she missed a little bit of that first wave, which is unfortunate. Tom Kench being the bully that he is. We can also take a look. Tom Kench has Exhaust here, and Pyke has Ignite, so a little bit more kill pressure. Tom Kench will be able to eat up that Misfortune, though, and keep her safe, as well as exhaust that Vayne once they start getting into some fights. Once she starts getting built, that exhaust is going to be huge for these late game carries. So we see the early level 2 gank here from Warwick. No red buff. He does have blue. He comes in, just gets a few autos down. The gold card coming out, but doesn't find anything. Twisted Fate just has to back off. Warwick's going to go right back into his jungle. And nothing really lost there. No summoners blown. Just a little bit of damage out onto that Cassidon, but he will be able to heal that up with his refillable potion here. We actually see Lee Sin coming up to the top side. Looking at this red buff, Warwick is extremely low here. The fear comes out. The Q to hit. Lee Sin follows. The flash, the ward hop here. Beautiful ward hop. The Conqueror flash on top of him. Red buff ticking. And Lee Sin manages to get first blood, but Twisted Fate is looking to trade something back here. Lands the gold card, but doesn't find anything. And these top laners are low as well. They were fighting it out up in the top lane. First blood going over to the Swamp Donkeys. And Lee Sin making big plays, trying to put this Warwick behind. That Warwick was only level 2 at the time. He has since hit level 3. Whoa, big damage coming out. The Ignite out onto the Nasus. I don't think it's going to be enough. One more tick will do it. Nope, not enough. Heckram might look for something here. He takes a turret shot. Both of these top laners are getting greedy. A little bit of damage coming out. The flash Q from Nasus onto that Heckram gets the kill. And a little bit of fighting down here in the mid lane. The stun comes out, and the Ignite onto Cassidon. A few more autos find the target, and Cassidon follows that Heckram. More fighting here as we see Lee Sin still invading the jungle of Warwick. He's looking to get this kill here. They're both extremely low. He does not find it. Warwick does have the damage. The Wither coming out from Nasus to make sure Lee Sin doesn't get away. Geez, this has just been action-packed on the top side. Both of those top laners extremely low. Neither of them wanted it back. Nobody was trying to miss any CS. And Heckram actually ended up paying the price there. Died for free, basically. Just got the flash out of Nasus, but he'll be able to keep himself pretty safe. And that Wither definitely hurts the Heckram in the top lane. Heckram getting that bonus damage based off his movement speed. As soon as that Wither hits, he's going to be losing a lot of that damage, whether it be based off his E or or just his movement speed in general. We see these top laners back in lane. Nasus, I do not believe has... Nope, he hasn't recalled yet. So the CS lead is... Or the CS is even in that top lane. Nasus yet to recall. Hecarim still just trying to push him out, but there's a huge wave. Nasus looking to recall here. Go back, maybe buy a Sheen, maybe buy something tanky. Nope, he stops his recall. This Nasus is again extremely greedy. We see a gank coming into the mid lane. Lee Sin only level 3. The gold card comes out under turret. Takes a little bit of damage, but nothing major. Cassidy just going to go back to farming. Lee Sin just going to go right back to his jungle. But he might run into Warwick here in the river. Warwick's sitting in that bush waiting. He does see him. He is pinging it out. Lee Sin looking for this Rift Scuttler. Warwick comes out with a fear. Pushes Lee Sin off the Rift Scuttler. Lee Sin does have smite. Both of these junglers actually have smite. Lee Sin ward hops to safety. Bot lane was crashing. They should be able to pick up this Rift Herald and go on their merry way. A little bit of damage again coming out from this Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate is level 6, so he can start looking for plays with his ultimate. He'll also be able to match the roam of Kassadin really well. Once Kassadin hits level 6, he'll probably be looking to roam. A little bit of damage traded back. Some damage coming back out. The gold card hits. Kassadin actually having to flash away there. Twisted Fate is really doing it to him. He doesn't have Ignite. Both of these laners are low. Kassadin jumps in with the Rift Walk and doesn't find the kill. Warwick was there just in case to trade it, but Twisted Fate makes it out with just a sliver of HP. And he's in a pretty good spot now. He's 2-0. Kassadin down 0-2. This Twisted Fate is going to scale pretty well into late game. Lee Sin lands the Sonic Wave on the creep and just goes in and gets a really easy shutdown onto that Twisted Fate. That was awfully greedy by him. He still had Flash. He does have his ultimate. He could have recalled. Fighting down in the top lane here. It could go either way. Both top laners are extremely low. Hecarim jumps into the bush to get out of there. The burn damage coming from Nasus and that corrupting potion. Nasus is healing up tremendously. Hecarim is still on the lower side of things. Nasus does not have Flash, so he cannot Flash Q as he did before. Lee Sin comes up to the top lane looking for a gank here. Level 5, Hecarim knocks him back into the wall. Doesn't need the level 6. Warwick goes up there to try and trade a kill. Will he be able to find anything? Warwick is also only level 5. Lee Sin now on that level 6. They can look to make a play. He throws out the Sonic Wave, doesn't find his target. And I think he's just going to go ahead and get on out of there. His blue buff will be up soon. And the fighting in this top lane just continues. It's definitely a bloodbath up here. The Hecarim is actually up in CS now, which is fortunate for him because he needs this early lead. Because late game, that Nasus, if he is stacking well, is going to be a monster. Let's go ahead and take a look here at Nasus. Once he revives, there we go. 111 stacks. So nothing too scary. You're going to start to see Nasus get awfully scary in team fights and in that split push pressure once he's sitting right around 300 stacks, which shouldn't be too long from now. This mid lane matchup is going just as you would expect it to go. Kassadin not really having too much pressure until he hits level 6. And even then, he wasn't able to find the kill. He had to wait on that Lee Sin to pick it up for him. But Lee Sin ganks mid. We see a fight coming down bottom 2. Misfortune all comes out. Doesn't find much of its targets. The stun coming out onto Tahm Kench. The Pyke ult to follow. Gets the kill onto Tahm Kench. And Vayne is looking for another one. The Pyke stun. Both flash. Misfortune actually flashes that stun, but does not get away. Uses the heal, uses the flash. Tahm Kench still has flash and exhaust, which you hate to see. And their bot lane, the Swamp Donkeys, are slowly bringing this game back. They've got that 1.5k gold lead just about. They are looking to get this dragon. Vayne should be pushing this lane out, looking for a recall herself. Down a little bit of CS, but up in kills and assists now, which has got to feel good on that Vayne, especially early game. Some damage coming out onto this Hecarim as he teleports back into lane. The Conqueror procs coming out from both. The ult coming out onto Kassadin, actually. Misfortune looking to follow up. Does not find anything. Warwick ult is now down. And they don't find anything for that, but TF ult to follow. Does he find it? Does not get the kill mid lane. Hecarim actually started backing off there because of that Twisted Fate ultimate. And this Hecarim and Nasus, they just keep going toe-to-toe, back and forth. This is exactly what you want to see in an action-packed game like this. The Ignite comes out. It should find Nasus. It does. The Triumph proc keeps Hecarim alive, and he does not have to worry about those extra turret shots. He gets the kills there, and this Nasus is now going to miss a huge wave, a cannon wave at that, because he does not have teleport, and he is dead for another 10 seconds. Benny and the Jets looking to grab this dragon. Lee Sin going ahead, throw Sonic Wave over the wall, get some vision. They actually pull up, but they're back on it now. Misfortune taking a lot of damage. Misfortune dies, but they end up getting the dragon. They're going to have to get out of there. I think Tahm Kench will follow. Tahm Kench does go down. And not sure if that was totally worth it. Misfortune just positioned very, very poorly there. Did not find really any help from her teammates. The teammates, they did end up grabbing that Infernal Dragon, but as you guys know, one Infernal Dragon, nothing major, especially in this early game. Gonna need a couple more of those for it to be a dramatic change or dramatic difference in damage. The stun coming out, but the hook lands from Pyke. They're looking to pick up a kill onto the Twisted Fate. No kill here, just some damage. Lee Sin lands the Q. Will he take it? He does not. Tahm Kench is in the area, just waiting to gobble up that Twisted Fate to keep him safe. The Wither coming out onto that Nasus, or onto the Hecarim. The ult coming out and a Q to stack that Hecarim. Plus 12 for the Nasus, and he is going to be scary. Unfortunately, that Hecarim just overstaying in the top lane. Lee Sin looking to grab this red here. Kicks Warwick away, smites, doesn't smite it correctly. 29 health left. Warwick ults onto the Lee Sin, but he hits the Blast Cone and gets into the Baron Pit. He says, "What's up?" to Shelly, and then immediately has to scram because Nasus is roaming down. Kassadin coming up here trying to protect that pink ward. Get some damage down onto the Warwick. Lee Sin is there as well. The safeguard comes in. The resonating strike, or the Sonic Wave, does not hit. And they're just going to have to get out of here. Kassadin just riff walk over the wall. Lee Sin in a lot of trouble. Plus 12 for Nasus again. And a 600 gold shutdown over to that Nasus, who was actually getting put behind by that Hecarim. That Hecarim was doing a great job pressuring him and keeping him in the turret. But now, still sitting at about a 2k gold lead, but that Nasus is very scary. He's going to start to do a lot of damage here soon. Hecarim up on that top side, looking to grab that Scuttle Crab, just get a little bit of healing back, get a little bit of gold for himself. Both top laners do not have teleport. There is nothing really on the map except for this Rift Herald. I would like to see a play on the top side for one of these teams to secure that. Fighting coming out. They're just going back and forth here again. Nasus is getting the better of these trades. The ultimate comes out to fear Nasus away. The E comes out and ends up picking up the kill on Hecarim. Nasus is just doing whatever he wants in this top lane now. It was a little bit closer early when Hecarim was able to push him in and get that damage out with the Conqueror to get the healing. But now that Nasus is stacked up, he's got plus 12 quite a bit of times, or quite a few times on these kills that he's been getting. He's definitely given Hecarim a run for his money, and yeah, the Horsies is not having a good time. Stun coming out of the mid lane again. We're just seeing the standard poke matchup. CS difference across the board is pretty even. The ultimate coming out from both Misfortune and Warwick don't find their targets, unfortunately. Lee Sin is in that top side trying to get something done onto this Nasus, but he is 2 levels down. He's not going to be able to find much. And Benny and the Jets, they keep using these ultimates, the Warwick ultimate, the Misfortune ultimate, but they're not finding anything. And I think we've yet to see a Tahm Kench ultimate. After shoving this lane in, you know, I would love to see Tahm Kench and Misfortune, you know, do a gank of their own, maybe in the mid lane, or even Tahm Kench taking Warwick somewhere and just making plays around the map, because they're just not able to find anything with these ultimates. Lee Sin comes in, the flash coming out from Twisted Fate. He does get the yellow card. He is getting away. The Q lands. Warwick is there to try and save the day. The fear is just a second too late as Twisted Fate goes down again. And that's another kill over to Lee Sin. And honestly, 4-2 Lee Sin, 2-2 Kassadin, 2-0 Vayne. This is looking pretty scary. You've got this late game scaling comp who's winning in the early game, and top lane Hecarim actually managed to get that first turret, so that's going to be a little bit of gold going over to him. He is slowly working towards that Triforce, so he is going to be a force to be reckoned with here soon. And Nasus actually with that completed Triforce, getting that extra damage, has the Bramble Vest to get a little bit of damage going back to him. The ult comes out from Nasus, a couple more Qs to follow. He flash autos onto the Hecarim and manages to get that kill. Kassadin has to rift walk to safety because that Nasus is absolutely huge. Still a 2k gold lead over on the side of the Swamp Donkeys. They're trying to stop this bottom turret from going down. Misfortune looks like she might want to follow up here. The blue card coming out from Twisted Fate. Unfortunate, but they might be able to find this kill. The ultimate for Misfortune. Vayne ults as well. Goes invisible with that tumble. Will she be able to get out of there? One more auto will do it, and she gets it done. Tahm Kench picks up the kill there. 500 gold shutdown going over to him. The blade coming out, but not able to save Vayne. We see Lee Sin now hovering on this side. Warwick actually starts up that Rift Herald. That is going to be a huge objective for his team. Being down in gold, he should be able to get a hopefully a turret off of that. The flash coming out from Pyke to get the stun, but Misfortune shuts him down. Hecarim teleports down to bot lane, looking for a kill here. Not able to find anything. The Q misses from Lee Sin, and they're just slowly getting out of here. The Tahm Kench does manage to get killed. Lee Sin picks that one up, but a trade kill back to the Misfortune on the Hecarim, and maybe the Lee Sin here, the yellow card to come out. The safeguard does not keep him alive, and Twisted Fate picks up the kill onto the Lee Sin, and this is just a wild game, just back and forth from 0-2 to 2-2, from 2-3 to 3-3. Nasus is huge in the top lane. Misfortune is now back in the game. Twisted Fate is keeping himself up and relevant as well. They're managing to get these Drakes. They're managing to make the plays on the bot side of the map when Dragon is up. He grabs the Rift Herald. And honestly, they just have this game under control. The Benny and the Jets has actually come back and is now sitting at about a 700 gold lead after being down for 2k. What is scaling? What is scaling? Warwick comes down, flash ults onto the Vayne. The Ignite coming out from the Pyke onto the Warwick to stop some of that healing, but Vayne is going to fall. The ultimate comes out onto the Warwick from Pyke, but Pyke's ult does not find its target. Warwick manages to stay alive in that fight, and a double kill over to Misfortune. And as you can see, guys, from 0-2 to 4-2, just like that, she now has a 400 gold bounty. Lee Sin gonna try and save this turret here, but I think that is a fool's errand. He will probably fall the safeguard on the minion to get out there. The Q back onto Misfortune, just a little bit of poke damage. I can't imagine that he's going to take that into 3 here. And Benny and the Jets are honestly turning this game around. They now have the 2k gold lead, and just like that, in a matter of moments, they're able to get the top turret, get the Rift Herald, get the top turret, get another Dragon, an Ocean Drake on top of their Infernal Drake, which is going to be nice for that Nasus split pushing. Misfortune gets traded over to 4 kills, and you really hate to see it. Swamp Donkeys right now, they need to take a step back. They need to recognize that they might not have the damage now, but they do have the late game scaling. Once Vayne gets, you know, that Gwynsu's, that 2-item power spike, that's when they're going to be able to fight, so they need to play safe. Until then, they need to not force really anything around any of these objectives. The CS difference is pretty big now in that top lane. Nasus has got himself quite a lead in CS, but it is made up by Kassadin in the mid lane on the Twisted Fate. Kassadin's stacking that tier, gonna build that Archangels. Nasus getting a little bit of damage on him, but not before getting eaten up by Tahm Kench and spit out to safety. And this gold lead is just growing. Warwick gonna go ahead and push out that top lane, and it looks like Benny and the Jets are just gonna push out this mid lane here. Hecarim looking for something. He almost jumps into 3. The gold card coming out, scaring him off. Twisted Fate not having any of that. Misfortune is only level 10 to that level 11 Hecarim. He would be able to do quite a bit of damage, but the team just wasn't there, and the gold card again scares him off. And if we take a look at some of these item builds, Misfortune now working towards that black cleaver with no armor on the side of the Swamp Donkeys, and that's gonna be a problem. But Hecarim goes in, the hook coming out from Pyke, beautiful hook onto that Misfortune. Nasus teleports in here. We see another fight commencing. The Condemned to push him away. It is Nasus and Tahm Kench versus the world, but it is not enough. Nasus is just not big enough. Pyke picks up a double kill with assist gold going over to Vayne and going over to Lee Sin. Another hook comes out, does not find its target. And blue team is slowly pulling this game back. They now have the gold lead. It is a very, very small gold lead. Warwick actually gets the heal out. The kick coming out from Lee Sin. They're looking for a kill onto the Warwick. He ults away, ults to safety. Pyke with another kill with the assist going over to Vayne. And that's exactly what you want to see from the Swamp Donkeys here. You want to see these plays, and you want to see that gold getting over to Vayne. Pyke is now making a lot of gold for himself, and Vayne getting a lot of gold on the assist of those Pyke ults. Misfortune ult comes out, but does not find Vayne. Vayne flashes away to safety, and she probably has quite a bit of money in her pockets. We will actually be able to take a look here. Misfortune pushing it down. She is looking for something, but I think she's just going to settle for taking this turret. She is a level down on that Lee Sin. She does have that completed Black Cleaver, though. That is going to be absolutely huge for her. Tahm Kench ults in solo, and they're looking to push this tier 2 mid. Warwick going ahead and clear his jungle. And Nasus, the damage that he's going to be doing to those turrets. Right now he's at 400 stacks, ladies and gentlemen. This is when you start to see Nasus getting scary. This is when you start to see Nasus chunking your carries. And you have to find the peel for him. So we need to see the ultimate from Hecarim, the kick from Lee Sin, all of that stuff to keep them safe, to keep that Vayne safe. Nasus flashes in onto that Pyke, does manage to find the kill, but now he finds himself in the middle of 3, and he is not going to get out alive. Kassadin picks up that kill, and that's exactly where you want it. Again, these late game carries, we're sitting here in the mid lane, and these late game carries are getting these kills, and eventually, if we do scale into late game, we're going to see those kills really playing a huge part in this game. Dragon is up. It is another Infernal Drake. Hecarim looking for something. The gold card comes out, but he still manages to get a little bit of damage down onto that Twisted Fate. Hecarim spinning to win here. Another gold card from Twisted Fate. He is just kiting around. Throws out the wild cards. Not going to find anything else. Hecarim is slowly backing off. The blue card to follow. Gets a little bit of mana back. I think he needed that gold card, but I believe he will find that kill. Betting the Jets looking to pick up this Dragon. Lee Sin looking for the steal, but he is in the middle of 3. A gold card again coming out from Twisted Fate. Manages to find a kill onto that Hecarim on the top side while his team is just making plays on the bot side. Kassadin picks up the kill onto Misfortune, but Warwick does secure that Dragon. The Lee Sin Q does not find its target. Another kill coming out from Pyke with the ultimate. The gold going over to Kassadin as well. And Vayne picks up another one onto that Tahm Kench. And this Vayne is going to be scary. She's going to have her finished Gwynzu soon, which means not only is she shredding your team, but she's shredding Dragon, she's shredding Baron, she's shredding everything. She is going to be huge in these team fights. She's going to be huge taking these objectives. Absolutely insane. And she does still have her ultimate, so she does not have to be worried about this Nasus coming in right here. Nasus trying to defend the turret, but not able to. Again, just has to back off, give that turret up. He is fighting in the middle of 3. Vayne getting some big damage out onto that Nasus. Misfortune is there to follow up, though. Misfortune getting some damage out. The ultimate comes out. Everybody has to get away. Not a whole lot of damage coming out, but Nasus is still looking for something. Pyke manages to hit that pull, get his ADC to safety. Dashes over the wall himself. Lee Sin safeguards over to the chickens as well. And everybody manages to get out on the side of the Swamp Donkeys. But betting the Jets are still looking. Now Warwick with the fear, the Dragon's Rage coming out. Kicks that Warwick away. But that doesn't stop Nasus. That doesn't stop Misfortune from taking these turrets here. Nasus still hungry. Nasus is still looking. Tahm Kench eats up that Misfortune a little premature there. The ultimate coming out from Hecarim. Misfortune is in a bad spot. Misfortune goes down to the Pyke. Ultimate gold going over to Hecarim, but Nasus is huge. He has ulted. He is condemned now. And Lee Sin finds that one. And Warwick will follow, kited out by that Vayne. Tahm Kench looking like he's going to be next. He does manage to get that Blast Cone away. The stun coming out from the Twisted Fate, the gold card. But Vayne picks up the kill onto Tahm Kench after a beautiful pull by Pyke. And Twisted Fate might be in trouble here. He is trying to get away. He hits that gold card onto Vayne. A huge amount of damage coming out onto that Vayne right there. 600 gold shutdown. He hits the Blast Cone. Is he going to make it to safety? The blue card or the yellow card coming out onto that Kassadin. The Zanyas to follow, but there is 3, and Cassidy is going to take that gold and go right to the bank. He's going to deposit that. He's going to make a something. He's going to get something nice. He's going to get something nice out of that. Let's just say that 650 gold going over to that Cassidy. 600 gold back over to that Twisted Fate, though, for shutting down that Vayne. An insane amount of damage. The scrappiness in these teams. The gold lead now we see is a 3K gold lead over on the side of the Swamp Donkeys. And now you got to take a step back and look at it. You've got, again, we're in the mid game, and the Vayne is doing an immense amount of damage. The Cassidy is doing an immense amount of damage, and it's only going to get worse. They have to play around this Nasus. They need to let him stack up. They need to let him get tanky and one-shot these carries, or else they're going to become a problem. Hecarim looking for something. Does not find anything. He sees himself running into 4, and he has seen that movie before. The horse always dies. He goes ahead and gets out of there. Not going to find anything for the team, but it looks like Benny and the Jets are trying to fight for vision here, maybe set up something for this Baron. And we see the sweepers coming out. Nasus is going to pick up that blue buff. Misfortune just getting some vision over the wall, making it rain onto that Pike. But Warwick is caught out. The Condemned to stun him. The knockback from Hecarim. A lot of damage coming out. The ult from Warwick. He manages to stay alive. Misfortune ults afterwards. Pike goes down to Warwick. Vayne does pick up Warwick, and Cassidy picks up the Misfortune. And you see these carries coming out and doing just that. They are carrying these fights, but Nasus is in the backline chasing down that Vayne. Ults gets the stack onto gets the stack onto Hecarim, gets the stack onto this Vayne, and he's looking for something onto Lee Sin, but he can't find it. And it is an ace, a 3 for 5 on the side of the Swamp Donkeys. Unfortunately, not much on the map for them. But man, Warwick just getting caught out. You hate to see it. That is your engage, and the team is not with you. He ults to stay alive, and he stays healthy for a really long time. The Misfortune ult to follow. They manage to pick up the kill on Pike, which is absolutely huge. They get that ultimate out of the way. But unfortunately, it's just not enough. Nasus is on the wrong side of the wall. He's getting that blue buff. He's late to the fight. He does manage to pick up Vayne. He does manage to pick up Hecarim. But Cassidy and Lee Sin clean up the rest of that fight. And you see it. It's a 5 for 3 on the side of Swamp Donkeys, and they are slowly taking just an even more commanding lead. Now 4K gold lead. Baron is up. Dragon coming up soon. This would be the 3rd Infernal Drake on the side of Benny and the Jets, and this is what you want to see. If you don't have the scaling, you want those 3 Infernal Drakes. That is your scaling. That is your Vayne scaling. That is your Cassidy scaling right there. That's what's going to keep you guys relevant in these team fights. You're going to have that extra damage. You're going to have that extra ability power and attack damage. Nasus getting caught out here. The kick coming out from Lee Sin. I'm sorry, not the kick, but the Q goes into Lee Sin. Misfortune deletes Vayne. Absolutely insane. The ultimate comes out, finds a little bit of damage on Hecarim. Misfortune gets the double kill onto Hecarim. Pike has to get away. He is very, very low. Twisted Fate looking for an ultimate here. He's going in onto that Cassidy and hits the gold card, gets the stun. Warwick coming out, getting a lot of damage. Triple kill out from the Misfortune onto that Pike. She chases him down. Cassidy goes down to Warwick. Misfortune chases down that Pike, and she gets the triple kill. And they're going to get this inhibitor turret here, and probably inhibitor. Lee Sin is actually on the backside, trying to make something happen here for his team. Trying to get that Infernal Drake, but he just might lose too much. We're still seeing 15 seconds. Vayne up in 5 seconds, but is Vayne going to be enough? Nasus absolutely destroys these turrets, and it looks like Benny and the Jets are actually going to finish the game here. Vayne coming out with the Condemn, but does not find anything else. Lee Sin takes a Dragon, but Benny and the Jets take the game. Benny and the Jets. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal. Just decision making and team fighting there. Misfortune getting a huge amount of damage, chunking out that Lee Sin, or chunking out the Vayne, and then just killing every single person that followed. Absolutely insane from Benny and the Jets. And honestly, hey, you love to see it. You love to see it. Benny and the Jets taking the win here over the Swamp Donkeys. This has been episode 1 of Peanut Cast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I am just an amateur caster. I am trying my best here to make my way into the scene. So if you guys have any type of comments or criticism or anything like that, please let me know. Words that I'm saying too much, anything like that, let me know down in the comments so that way I can get better. and this can get better for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next Peanut Cast. Peace out, guys.